Tomorrow on Perspectives with Eric Reynolds, we're spotlighting a local agency that empowers people to be independent no matter what challenges they face. It's the Independent Living Center, and Eric is here with us this morning to tell us more about it. So independent living, Eric, can mean a couple different things. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about people with some serious disabilities in many cases, and those who have sort of borderline where they really need taking the next step of being shown how to do things, help to learn how to do it initially. And it's an incredible story because you and I know several folks personally, and one of our friends, he lost his legs at 17. But despite that, he's probably now early 40s. I'm not sure exactly how old he is. But in those years, he has married, has kids, has coached softball and baseball, played wheelchair basketball, and so that's what it's about, living a normal life as best as you can considering your disability. And so they work with people, finding out, they do an assessment when you first get involved with the center and find out what your needs are to live a independent lifestyle. And so depending on how severe your disability is, they work with you and with the goal of getting you to that next point.
So how do they do this operation here? How do they have the funds to make this work? Or what specifically do y'all talk about in regards to the Independent Living Center?
Well, we did talk about the funding because, of course, the city and the county and the state are all part of funding to make this happen. It's incredible when they told me there's only 4 centers in the state, but each one is helping. In our case, our local one based in Mobile, they're working with 15 other counties around Mobile County. So what a tremendous outreach to the rest of this part of the state. And so one of their challenges, despite the funding, is this transportation thing. And then COVID got into the mix, of course, last year. And many of the people, in fact, this is one of the first times what you're seeing there of people coming back into the center because of COVID. And so this is where a lot of their functional type of training and programs are put in place so they can become independent, both in their thinking and their motor skills, depending on what their needs are.
Yeah, and so great to provide these services to those who need it, but as we just discussed there, maybe need some help too to make this happen. So who are you speaking with tomorrow on the program?
Ted Alvis, he's the executive director, and we saw him in some of the video there with the training programs. And then also Lucinda Parker, who is over the habilitation, not rehabilitation, but the habilitation program, which, you know, I had to look that up to make sure that, is there a difference or somebody left out the re? You know, I didn't know. But sure enough, it's not dealing with teaching and reteaching, but in many cases providing access to. And so we hear from both of them, and almost everyone who works there has either had a disability themselves or a loved one. And Mrs. Parker's story is tremendous. She lost a daughter who was born with some birth defects and some disabilities, and had her daughter for maybe, I think she said maybe 15 years. And then after she lost her daughter, she wanted to help others. And so it's a tremendous program, and it sounds like a bunch of people who really care about the others, and so they are making tremendous strides. And it's only been around for 30 years, and so they've seen some major benefits for the community.
Powerful stories, life-changing impact on these families and the people who are involved. How can they watch to learn more? Please
join us tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. right here on Fox 10 after the morning news. And of course, if you miss it, check us out on the web or our YouTube channel, because you may have someone in the family or know of someone who's in need of the programs that are in place there at the ILC. And I'm telling you, they've made some tremendous strides in helping others.
Great stuff, Eric. Thanks a lot. Tune in to this Perspectives. You don't want to miss it. Chelsea.